Hey.
You can see the lights working on the mic, so I don't know which mic he's hearing you on.
Can you hear me? But not on this. This does nothing, right?
Brandon, you also told me, as you can hear the chants from the crowd, let's go, Brandon. Brandon, you told me.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing. Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
Wow. Are we on? What a colossal dipshit. All right. Let's bring everybody on. Let's just get going here. This is going to be a great show tonight. Very excited. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Hey, Roger, how are you?
I'm great. How about you?
Do we want to say what you've been fighting or not?
Sure. I mean, first of all, I had to fight the Chinese virus where the top leaders in Peking, I think, specifically targeted me. It's not a great experience, I must tell you, but thanks to ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine, the mention of both will probably get us banned forever. I'm back to full health. I've got a little laryngitis going on. This seems to come and go, but then, I did Alex Jones, Stu Peters, Pete Santilli, and now Mancow all in one day. So it's the price you pay. On the other hand, we have just seen the greatest single abuse of power in American history, the greatest political crime of the century. The Clintons, Obama, Joe Biden, they're completely busted. And therefore, I couldn't be absent from the battlefield this week. I had to be out there.
You're talking about the eavesdropping on the Trump campaign. This is another Watergate.
Yeah, although eavesdropping would be a friendly term. Spying is what it is. Remember, we lost a president when a bunch of misfits who did not work for the federal government broke into the Watergate complex, planted bugs that never actually worked. Half of them, by the way, were still on the CIA payroll. And a president went down over that. A president actually was forced to resign. In this case, it's much worse. That was at least a misguided but private operation. This is the abuse of power in which the full authority of the United States government and the complete capability of our intelligence agencies, plus the accessing of a tech company, was used to spy on candidate Donald Trump. And now, even more outrageously, later used to spy on President Donald Trump.
All right, Roger.
Yep.
Roger, hang on a second. You had me read? I mean, I've read all these books.
Yes.
I've read all of them. This is a few of them. McCord, the bad guy, he was a double agent.
Yes, I think so. I think he was working for the Central Intelligence Agency at the time of the break-in.
Why did you need me to read these? You thought it was important that I read these. Why?
Well, first of all, you're a student of history.
Yeah.
You have a more than passing knowledge of the Nixon presidency, but those who ignore the past are condemned to repeat it.
Yeah.
What's past is prologue. The truth is, Nixon was also being spied on while he was president. As you know, the chief of staff in the military, the Joint Chiefs, had a naval yeoman who, after hours inside the Nixon White House, was rifling through desks, went through Henry Kissinger's desk, went through his briefcase, was sending all that stuff to the Pentagon because the guys at the Pentagon, the last thing in the world they wanted was world peace. God forbid we might have world peace.
Should Kissinger, with what we see from China, which is a gift from what we see right now that China built up as a gift of Henry Kissinger, is he a traitor?
I think, in all fairness, there was never a way for Nixon and Kissinger, and I'm not a Kissinger fan, but at the time that Nixon recognized China, China had more oxen than it had cars. There was no way to know that the Bush crime family was going to give them first favored nation trading status, which has allowed them to become the economic and technological powerhouse they are today. Nixon had no way to know we were going to give them the keys to the future. So he viewed them as a backward agrarian society, and he played them skillfully against the Russians. Remember the backdrop. Nixon is moving towards a strategic arms limitation agreement with the Russians. The Russians suddenly start to show a hesitancy to sign. So Nixon says, okay, no problem. By the way, I'm dropping by to see Mao next week. Maybe he'd like to sign. And then the Russians reconsidered their position. This saved this country hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars in defense spending. And it made for a more peaceful world. So when people say to me, well, China's the number one threat to the United States, it's Nixon's fault because he recognized them. I think that misunderstands what actually happened.
Look, John Cass, who's going to be on the show soon, wrote a great article, a brilliant article, and it's my feeling as well. You know, I can't believe, look, I can believe it. I mean, I remember the celebration of Hong Kong being handed over to communist China. I couldn't believe it. MTV was there, NBC, all of them, you know, big celebration. Wait, what are we celebrating here? And now these Olympics, no mention of the Chinese sickness. It was unleashed on the world. The slaughter of Muslims, the genocide that's going on in China right now. I mean, I should say, are you shocked? But of course you're not.
No, the persecution of Christians. Let's not leave that out. No, look, China is the number one evil in the world. They manipulate our currency. They harass our ships in the South China Seas. They steal our technology online. They finance terrorism in the Middle East. They moved very abruptly into Afghanistan to teach the locals how to use the $86 billion worth of military equipment we left behind. So what happens? The Biden administration says, don't look over here at China. No, don't look there. Look over here at Ukraine, where the Ukrainian borders are not being respected.
Wow, what bullshit that is. And how do you feel about the rhinos, man? They're the worst.
Well, I mean, the number one traitor in the country would have to be Lindsey Graham. I mean, what a piece of human garbage this guy is.
All right, Roger. Let me. You know, I told you about my dad. I've talked about this. I've talked about this for 30 years on the radio. My dad had one vision. He wasn't given to such things, and he got us. He got my brothers and got the family together. This is in the 70s, and said, "Look, I had a vision from God, and when Taiwan falls, when Taiwan is given over to China, you'll know it's over." Nudie, why don't you jump on here, our producer? He thinks this is Nudie predicts. Okay, what do you think's going to happen?
Well, the template's already been set from the last time around when we had the Olympics, and right after the Olympics, of course, Russia marched right into Crimea. And I really think, that on the 20th, after the Olympics is over, I think that's when Russia's going to start to make their next move. But I also think that China's going to test the waters with Taiwan right then and there while we're distracted and see what they can get away with.
Well, it's the art of war, right? I think China's manipulating all of this. Thank you, Nudie. China's manipulating all this. Let's bring on Carlos. Let's bring on our other guest tonight. There he is. Bryson, how are you?
What's up, man? How are y'all doing?
Starting off a little dry. Carlos, how are you, old friend?
Good. What's going on, man?
Any comment on what you've heard? This is kind of not your area of expertise, but any thoughts?
No, you know what? Look, the truth is that as a whole, as a country, let us not pretend from top to bottom, we've known that this is happening. We could have stopped purchasing products made in China in the 70s when they were garbage.
Yeah.
And we've been doing it forever, and we still do. You can tell Americans right now, hey, don't go to Walmart. This percentage of stuff is made in China. It's helping China. It's boosting China. And you know what? Even on the bottom end, we don't care. So what are you supposed to do in a country where people are screaming, look what's going on, and nobody cares?
Well,
nobody really cares except for you guys. Seriously.
No, I think you're right. And I think, these bastards, are making all of our masks and they're making our medicine. How did we let that happen? I mean, the guy that allowed that to happen, Roger Stone would tell you, should be tried for treason. The fact that we're letting them make our microchips, you can't buy a car in America. I went to buy a Bronco, and it's a 6 month to a year wait to buy a freaking Bronco.
I just tried to
buy. There's wait. Bryson, how are you?
Listen, I literally was just at the Toyota place today, and I was thinking about buying an SUV because I travel a lot. And they said they have no brand new cars, not one. There's no such thing as a brand new car. I said, when will y'all get one in? They said, try 2023. I said, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
If I may,
Roger, hang on. My Chevy, I went to my Chevy dealer, won't return my call. And I was telling my friend, he goes, yeah, they don't need you. They don't. I mean, I had a Ford dealership. I had 9 American car dealerships at one time. All right, Roger, go ahead.
So I watched the halftime show yesterday, and I saw 50 Cent. This guy's a punk ass bitch with no talent. Bryson has the #1 hit in the country with "Let's Go Brandon." My hat's off to him. They've tried to kneecap him every place, but this guy really rocks. 50 Cent is so busy ripping off Big Meech, stealing his life rights, paying the poor guy nothing. It was a disgrace to see him, and he's past it. Dude's getting fat, if you ask me. Getting so fat he made the 2 women with him look svelte. Bryson's a real deal. It's an honor for me to be on here with him.
Smoking cigars with Roger over Christmas break, and he's this guy's crazy. Stone, you're nuts. He has a beef with 50 Cent. Excuse me, 50 Cent. Wait, Roger, I picked this up at an estate sale. Do you want me to send this to you?
I love it. This has to be by the great George Jessel. By the way, I want to congratulate you, Mancow. You spent 2 weeks in France. Now you're wearing an ascot. Unbelievable.
It's a bandana, asshole. No, my French adventures were great. And I want to tell you, I sat in a bed there with my beautiful wife, 19 years married. Carlos, can you believe that? 19 years.
Yeah.
You remember me back when I was single, but I'm just telling you, I was just sitting, I said, honey, do you realize how cool we are? We spent a day marching with the protesters, screaming liberté. You can see the video in France, near the arch there and near the Eiffel Tower. And we got gassed and chased by the cops. And, this was a peaceful protest. This is the same thing I saw in Canada. And I'm a big supporter of law enforcement. The cops showed up and started breaking out car windows and tear gassing people. And they had machine guns with the big canisters. This... And one more thing here. I saw the NBC coverage of the truckers, and I haven't watched NBC News in 5, maybe 10 years. And I was just shocked as shit because I didn't know that it was about a Vietnamese website that is telling the truckers vaccination disinformation. Of course, it has nothing to do with that. France was lying as well, the French media. This is about freedom. And the Western world is teetering on the edge of being lost. And Carlos, I want to say something to you, my friend. I don't believe in the silent majority. I believe in a media that's silent. We're not silent any longer. We're out there making our statement that we want freedom. It's just that the media is not covering it. So there we go. Okay, yeah. Due to inflation, 50 Cent is now $1, says one of our people. Bryson, are you going to freestyle for us? What are you going to do? Are you going to do anything for us?
Hey, man, it depends on what you want me to do, man. I just want to say thank you to Roger Stone for supporting that video you posted on Gab. It's hilarious.
How crazy. Talk about an unlikely fan. He's sitting there talking, we're smoking cigars and drinking martinis, and he's always dressed very dapper. And he's talking to me. Does this look stupid? I'll take it off.
No, delete it on. Don't you fight that ascot. Don't you fight that ascot.
No. Don't take it off. Looks good.
He's talking about his beef with 50 Cent, and 50 Cent bites. 50 Cent is, he's got a rap war. Roger Stone. Bryson,
it was great. He says to me that I'm an old white cracker. I said, dude, more people know who I am than remember who you were.
It's true. All right, so Roger's a Christian.
Wow.
We got Carlos a Christian. We got Bryson a Christian. I'm also a Christian, although I don't sound like one. But I have to think Jesus hanging out with tax collectors and fishermen probably had a pretty good sense of humor. And I do believe a sense of humor is God-given, and I don't think you're going to hell for saying a curse word or two, as long as you don't blaspheme. Blasphemy is the language of hell, and I do not blaspheme, and I don't allow it around me. Carlos, you remember that.
Yeah. You always would whenever somebody's about to say something, you give that look, especially in studio.
Yeah. Hey,
I remember that look, bro.
Do we have the video of that? Boy, there's a lot of unfunny female comedians. Speaking of unfunny female comedians, Amy Schumer from the Schumer family is going to be hosting the Oscars. So another year I don't have to watch.
Yeah. Why Chuck Schumer's daughter would want to do that, I have no idea.
Can we show the video of the girl blaspheming and talking about getting the shot, and her, female comedians love their jokes about periods. And I think we have that video of her. Do we have it or not?
You don't like period jokes, bro?
No, it's every female comedian. Do we have the video, Nudie?
It's going to take me a minute to pull it up. It's further down in the lineup. I do have a quick intro video of Bryson's.
Okay, just play it. Don't tell me about it, stupid. God. Go ahead, play it.
Christ gang, same thing. Real MAGA gang, fake MAGA, do it for the fame. I can't wear no mask, I'm not vain, more like Bruce Wayne. Been my song on Spotify, hey, and they wonder why. I keep it 100, they just lie. I do not comply. They always offended, it's often admitted. I'm all independent, I irritate those awfully wicked. Wait, pause for a minute. Bryson, why you causing division? I loved your music, now you're homophobic, all for attention. Ay, they might ban me for this song, ay, but this is how I'm rocking. Can't be trans cause it ain't real. They need a mental asylum. Say the truth, they look at me like I'm the one with the problem. But they mess with little kids, that's why pedophilia rising. But that's what happens when you give an inch to the gays. Promoting sin instead of telling them they should change the ways. Here go Bryson preaching on the beat again. Where you go against the world, they don't wanna see you in. Never say that he gon' spin, okay, we'll see you then. Hey, we did, let's go Brandon. Let's make Jesus trend. Hey, now let's make Jesus trend. Hey, let's make Jesus trend. And it's only freedom if you free from sin. If you wanna be free, then let's make Jesus trend.
I cannot believe y'all play Safe Space. That is hilarious.
Well, wow.
Eat your heart out, 50 Cent. Eat your heart out. That's talent, brother. That's real talent.
That I hate rap, and rap is shit to me, but that pile of shit has some tasty kernels of corn in it. Brother, I was on tour with Run DMC. I love Run DMC. There's some of the stuff that I absolutely love. And the message needs to go out everywhere. And, look, man, we use whatever technology and whatever art is available to spread the word of Christ. And I agree with you. The church down the street is flying the flag, of the alphabet. And I don't quite understand it. I think, look, we love the center, of course, and we embrace everybody. But it's gotten a little too chummy for me.
I just want to say, listen, everybody else can. I don't embrace everybody. Everybody else can, and that's everybody right. I do not, because not only is it what it is, but I've been treated a certain way even behind the scenes. So,
what are you talking about?
Like there's a reason you didn't see me perform at the Trump rallies in 2020. There's a specific reason for that. There's a reason you didn't see me getting propped up by the Trump campaign after a certain amount of time. And it's because they asked me to tone down my messaging, and I simply said no, because the LGBT Trump supporters were basically going around reading screenshots of my lyrics and sending them to people to get me canceled. It's crazy.
Well, brother, Roger and I are lovers, and
he is known for some amazing orgies. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Yeah. Back in the day, that's the great thing about being a Christian. Everyone can be redeemed. Everyone. All you gotta do is confess your.
Hey, he's look. I've pestered him on this subject, and he's quite sincere. Listen, guys, and my past as well. Look, we're not perfect, and I want to say something. I probably send 2 homosexuals. I don't know what alphabet letter they are, but to school every year. No, seriously, I was in theater. There's a theater degree in my name. I pay for 2 kids a year. I don't. It's not my lifestyle choice. But anyway, there we go.
Look, I'm reminded of the story about the 2 gay guys walking down the street. They passed this beautiful, absolutely gorgeous blonde one turns the other and says, sometimes I just wish I was a lesbian.
Carlos, you haven't got.
You know what my whole thing with this is? My whole thing with this is this. Like, I don't care what you do. At the end of the day, I'm not Jesus. I can't judge you. That's his thing and yours. That's between you two guys, whatever it is. My whole thing is this. I just want, as a comedian, as somebody who speaks for a living, give me a clear avenue. One person says, don't label us. No labels. We're just people. But then we got the new alphabet. So which one is it? Are you just a person and there's no labels? Or are we on this LGBTQAI, I think, and
P.
Whatever?
Don't forget the P.
And the P, yeah, that's it. Like, if you are the label, then we're gonna speak to you that way. And if you don't, then don't. But you say one thing to somebody and they're like, I'm no label. Well, then the other person said, I got to learn what LGBTQ and all these letters mean. I just want a clear response on how to act so that people don't get their panties in a bunch and get pissed off over stupidity. That's almost inconsequential and meaningless to me.
The answer is to not care. I don't care. That's why I get banned, and I still don't care. That's why a lot of them get mad at me, because I don't care about losing money. I don't care about losing streams. I don't care about losing subscribers. I'm a biblical Christian, so I'm gonna say whatever I want to say, and that's my right in this country. Just like if they can go out here and wave them flags, then I can say whatever I want to say. And if they get mad, deal with it.
Yeah, no, look, this is actually, on a serious note, this is why I admire Bryson, because he has principles. Believe me, he could make a lot more money if he was willing to compromise his principles, if he were willing to trim his sails and say certain things and not say certain things. He refuses to do that, yet he still keeps his artistic integrity. So on a positive note, I admire this man. He has enormous courage. He's going through the same thing I have. I'm banned for life on Facebook. I'm banned for life on Twitter. I'm banned for life on Instagram. I'm banned for life on TikTok. Why? Because I hurt Jake Tapper's feelings. That's why. It's pathetic.
Yeah. TikTok too, Roger? What did you do with Bad Dance? Why TikTok?
I got banned
because I criticized Dr. Fauci. You see, they wanted to send me to jail for 7 to 9 because I lied to Congress about non-existent Russian collusion. How do you lie about something that didn't ever really happen? It's not possible. Yet when I went on TikTok and I made a video pointing out that Dr. Fauci went before Congress and blatantly lied about federal funding in the Wuhan lab of a virus, the vaccination for which has killed or damaged hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people by now. That was it. I lasted 2 weeks on the Red Chinese social media application TikTok. It was kind of an experiment. I didn't last very long.
Bryson, you're supposed to be you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're not staying on the plantation. I see people here in Chicago step over their dead kids to vote Democratic. The violence, the black on black violence in my city is heartbreaking. And you don't hate white people, and you're not playing by the rules. And I have to say something. I've been white most of my life, and I've never heard the shit that, we're accused of. I've heard racist jokes about everybody. I've heard jokes that are off color, but other than that, and I got caught in the second round of looting, righteous protesting. Canadians, with their trucks, they're wrong. People screaming liberty, they're wrong. But Antifa and BLM, that's righteous. And look, I was chased by a guy with a club. They were yelling racist things at me because of my skin color. I saw people defecating in stores and starting fires, but that's righteous. I've never chased a black person down the street, me and my friends. The shit that's been said to me in this city, and I have a big black following. Roger Stone has a black following. Huge. And the fact is that all real Americans are Roger Stone fans. But Bryson, have you taken a lot of shit Candace Owens, gets on my nerves a little bit. Little self-righteous for me, but look, I bet she takes tons of shit for being a black conservative. Christian, black, conservative, what are you going through?
So it's funny because my girlfriend, we went back to my hometown, High Point, North Carolina, and we went to my old job, and they was telling her the stories, because a lot of Listen, all conservatives get death threats online when you get to a certain. I'm sure all of you have gotten death threats online. But the death threats I was getting was before I even went viral, because I've always been popular where I'm from. And so when I started talking about my belief system, people took it like a lot, like real personally. And they used to like publicly threaten my life. They knew where I lived. They knew where my mother lived. They knew where everybody lived, and they were publicly threatening my life. Like people that know me in real life. The only reason nothing ain't happened to me because, you know, I'm not somebody you can just come up to. So you come try to do something to me, you're gonna have to worry about your own life at the same time, which is why, you know, a lot of people don't do certain things to me in public. But I've been getting death threats since the beginning, since before I had 1,000 followers on Twitter. I've been getting death threats. And I still gonna do the same thing, but now a lot of the black community don't like Biden. Nobody likes Biden. Nobody likes Biden.
So look, I don't get it. I don't understand anybody Jewish, anybody African American, any Christian. I don't understand how they could back the liberal communist party. What am I missing?
Well, I was a Democrat from birth until I woke myself up, because a lot of people don't realize it's a default setting in the black community. So it's like you come out the womb and your parents say, "Hey, be a Democrat." I remember, I don't know if y'all know, but like I'm sure y'all do. But when you're a kid, you can vote as a kid. It won't count, but you can like practice voting.
Yeah.
And my parents used to say D, just vote D all the way down. That's just what I was taught growing up. Vote D. Didn't know the names, never knew the names, and then the majority of people that vote in the black community is the women. A lot of the men don't even vote, period. And not to sound sexist, but women statistically vote on more emotional issues like women's rights and things like that. Men tend to vote for things like the economy and things of that nature. And my friends didn't even vote for Obama. Like they just didn't care. So there's a lot of things that people. The reason why the GOP sucks at reaching out, because there's a lot of things that people just simply miss, because a lot of people don't like being in the streets. They don't like going to talk to people and figuring out the true issues.
This city where I'm at with Lori Lightfoot, I'm running for governor here in Illinois, but we have just failed the African American. And you know, I every Sunday almost I'm in black churches with a guy named Willie Wilson, and you know, it's get all the jabs, vote Democratic.
Yeah, but nobody wants to talk anymore, right? Nobody wants to actually. We can't.
We
cannot have an honest conversation without somebody calling us racist at some point, regardless, right?
Stop caring.
Talk about default. There is your default.
But here's the problem. It's not about caring.
Until somebody calls you racist nowadays, because they can't argue on ideas. They look
right,
at,
but that's the majority of people. That's the problem. Like the crazies on the left and the crazies on the right are the people that had the loudest voices. The majority of people in the middle who are somewhat saying a little bit crazy, sometimes vote this, sometimes vote that. You know, the majority of Americans are actually qualify themselves as independents, right? The plurality, not majority. So more people believe to be independents than actually Democrats or Republicans when they're asked. But it's about the conversation, right? Like if I was to tell you conversations that I have when I go to the hood about
you don't go to the hood.
Right, but yeah, like us blaming ourselves. You know,
you're a big time comedian. You had a TV
no,
show.
Yeah, but when I grew up in the projects, and we used to sit around and talk about how we were our worst enemy, right? Like when I used to do jokes, I used to do a joke about asking a gangbanger who was telling me that he hates white people. I go, why? If you hate white people, why do you only shoot Mexicans, right? I got in trouble for that joke, but that joke was so real that it's like I'm not even being funny. I'm literally saying, I'm not saying shoot white people, but if you hate white people, why are you only shooting Pedro, Ramon, Julio? Yeah. Like these are little things that if I don't turn them into a joke, people are going to get upset because they're going to say, oh, so now you're blaming ourselves. It's about, you know, and whatever ideas you have, wherever you're coming from, as long as there's a reason for it, I'll respect it. But the fact that we can't even talk about it without the racist or the sexist or the misogynist. Yeah. Look, I'm not phobic about anything, okay? About anything. Nothing. I don't care, but I'm a human being as well. And if I see breasts in an Adam's apple, my brain is going to go, wait, what's going on there? Whatever happens afterwards, I'm not a sexist or anti. It's just trying to figure out what's going on there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the problem is that we can't, because everybody wants to shut you up before you say something that might make somebody else process information differently or see it from a different vantage point. And I don't see the problem with that. I don't understand why there's a fear of that. But it runs on both sides. Like, I wish I knew if Trump was a good president or Obama or before. But you know what? All the both sides do is complain and fight to the point where we never even get to see if these ideas would actually work or not.
I think we saw they
that's
work.
sad. That's just depressing to me that we don't even let it. We take the ball away from the quarterback, and then we figure. I just don't understand why we just don't let these people. If you win an election, you deserve to have your agenda, whoever that is, served, because that's what the people wanted. And if it sucks, we'll change it. We've got a government that can, but nobody wants to do that. It's just a bunch of cock-blocking people that want to complain their way into success and bitch about everything. And instead of uplifting themselves, instead of getting a better job, now we call coffee makers baristas. So instead of you doing better, we just pretend that you do better. You're not a secretary anymore. You're a personal or an executive assistant. The job description is actually the same. You get the same paid money, but you feel better now about yourself because I'm not a coffee maker. I'm a barista. And this is the turmoil. We're not even dealing with reality anymore. And you can't say it because then people get mad at me. Oh, what are you trying to say about baristas? Nothing. I'm just saying, if you make coffee, be proud of that, but you're a coffee maker.
Carlos.
Sorry.
the person that colored my hair?
Yeah.
Used to be called a barber. A hair painter. A hair painter.
Or a hair paint. Oh, is that what it is now?
I'm not kidding.
Look, the real problem
I was a face
here.
painter in college. Roger, are you going to dinner with your hot wife after this show? Why are you dressed like that?
You do look good, Roger.
I dress for bed. Are you kidding me? I wake up and I sleep in a suit. The real problem here is it's all devolved into name calling. So just to be very clear, I actually support affirmative action, a Nixon administration policy. I argue with a lot of my conservatives about it, but I believe that people who have been discriminated against do deserve a leg up. I was opposed when Reagan did not extend the Voting Rights Act. I've been a critic of the war on drugs for 30 years because I don't think it's right to have one set of mandatory penalties for people who use rock cocaine and a different set of penalties for people who use powder cocaine. That's racist, in my opinion. So I've been out front on these civil rights issues for 30 years, but oh no, Roger Stone, he's a white supremacist, he's a racist. Bullshit. You know nothing about my positions. You don't even take 5 minutes to find out what I really think. They just immediately go with the label. It's insulting and it's infuriating.
We just got a message. Roger Stone came out of the womb well dressed.
He is blah. Every time I see
him,
him,
always dapper. Roger,
blah.
Love you, Carlos. Can I bring up something uncomfortable?
I'm not uncomfortable about anything.
Does Sebastian owe you?
No. Look, I think Sebastian was influenced by me. He said so. I love it. It's great. It's what we're supposed to do. Yeah. See, this is the kind of shit that I'm talking about. Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan because he saw somebody else play and doing something amazing.
Yeah.
Dominique Wilkins and so on and so on and so on. We all, you learned from somebody else, integrated it into you and became who you are. That's the way of the world, especially when it comes to art. This is what we do. As long as people say, hey, man, I was influenced by that guy, totally beautiful and awesome. There's too much hate going on in the world. And like I said, again, people not uplifting themselves, but bringing everybody else down so they could feel better about themselves. Like the war on drugs, for example. I laugh my ass off every time I hear that they go, we've got this many drugs and got this much stuff. Listen, I grew up in the hood. I'm telling you, there was never a day in my life where I couldn't get cocaine. Do you understand me? There was never a bus that was big enough. There was never a drug lord that was big enough. There has never, ever been a day in my life where if I wanted an 8-ball from the time I was 3, where I couldn't get it, no matter who was arrested, no matter what ever got done. So all of those people in jail, you could say whatever you want, but it didn't serve any purpose because it didn't stop anything. Didn't stop anybody from getting high and those guys from selling the drugs. None of it really ever mattered from a consumption standpoint.
I agree, because where I'm from, let me tell you something. This is how it works. I'm from Hopper, North Carolina. Google it. It's super ratchet. There's a big drug bust. They caught all the drugs. What they don't realize is some people get excited at that because now they're up next selling the drugs. You're not going to get drugs off the streets by arresting the people selling it. Because guess what? The people that want it are going to continue to want it, and they will always have somebody to serve them. That's the reality of it.
But to go back,
it's always there. There's always somebody to do it. And so somebody needs to figure out a way. But this is, see, again, you can't talk about this. Oh, so you're saying that people should do drugs? No, can we just have a conversation about the fact that there are drugs in America? There have never not been drugs in America. So can we just talk about that and figure out a way to stop it? And if we can't, then figure out a way to keep it here in a better way than it is now, with all these people dying and all of the deaths that happen in Chicago and East LA and Detroit and all that, because not just of drugs, but of who's going to sell the drugs and how much money they're going to make.
Roger.
That needs to be addressed. Nobody wants to address it.
I know you're still fighting the COVID. Did you ever, oh my God, he swallowed a duck. Did you ever do cocaine at Studio 54?
I have to admit that I never did cocaine at Studio 54. I might have done a little 420 in my day. But I'm happy to say that those days are long behind me. Now, to go back to your other question, which is a crucial one, is that everybody owes somebody. Sinatra says that he studied the phrasing of Al Jolson. See, nothing's original. Everybody studies those who went before. The Rolling Stones will tell you they studied Chuck Berry. They studied Bo Diddley. They studied Muddy Waters. That's where the roots of their music came from. So everybody owes those who went before them. That doesn't mean they don't take it further. Doesn't mean they didn't develop it into something completely different. But you have to respect those who went before. That's key.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen very much anymore. There's a lack of respect for authority, right? Somewhere between the 80s and 90s, we began to disrespect authority, but we didn't realize that when we did that, all authority was going to be looked at from a different vantage point. So the problems become, look, the majority of cops are not bad cops, but all it takes is one for everybody to go, see what I mean? And when you disrespect already, or you have no respect for it, I mean, think about how we've been talking about teachers, and yet at the end of the day, these are people that are willing to take a bullet for our kids, and some of them get sick and die of COVID. Are all teachers great? No. But bad, no. But the majority of them are trying to do the best they can, getting paid a little bit. Most of them take money out of their pocket to buy stuff for their kids, and yet there's such a level of disdain and disrespect for all of these people that something needs to change. Because when we don't respect presidents, whomever they are, they deserve respect. I remember being asked if I would say no to Trump, and I was like, stop right there. If any president ever asked me to go to the White House, I would never disrespect that. I mean, somewhere in here, I literally have a thing signed by Jimmy Carter because I won the Presidential Physical Fitness Award. The fact that Jimmy Carter is one of the worst presidents of my lifetime, it doesn't matter to me. That's the president of the United States that signed something for me.
I don't know. Jimmy Carter's looking better and better every day.
And I don't think I have to respect Biden.
You're right.
I don't respect Biden.
Now we're like, you know what?
I don't have to respect Biden.
Not such a bad
I don't respect Trudeau. Why do we have to respect him?
No, I think that's the point, which is you have to earn respect. When you have a broken system, when you have a judicial system that treats some people, global elites, differently than it treats everyone else, well, that's not a system that deserves respect. This whole conversation is making me desperately want a martini, to be honest with you.
How many Roger, how many great drinks did you and I have? We got drunk every day for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. And you can testify firsthand that a disproportionate number of people who recognized me and came up to say, God bless you, were African-American. I don't know why that is the case, but it's just a fact. And there's my witness right there.
Well, here's the deal, Roger. If I'm going to be gay, I want to be like Cajafo gay. Do you know what I mean? If I'm going to like a white person, I'm going to like someone that's so translucent. I mean, if you're a black person, you're going to like a white person. Carlos, come on, me and Carlos, we're Caucasian. I don't know when Latinos became a different race. We're all Caucasians.
Yeah, my dad, I swear to God, my dad is somewhere in between me and Bryson, complexion-wise. He came here in the 60s. He actually has a piece of paper that he filled out where it says that he's white.
Well, guys,
Seriously.
this is a new bullshit thing where, excuse me, Mexicans are being called Mexicans like they're a different race. They're not a different race. Well. They are Caucasian. And I'm just saying, if I'm a black man, hang on, Stone. If I'm a black man, I'm going to like a guy that's whiter than white, that's whiter than a sheet of paper, that's whiter than fallen snow. And that white person is Roger Stone.
I'm going to tell you right now, as soon as this is over, I'm going to go eat a piece of Wonder Bread and listen to Lawrence Welk. That's how white I am. That's how incredibly white I am.
Perfect. Bryson, did you want to rap?
I mean, it depends on what song you want me to do. I don't know.
Can you do a little? Wait, bye, Carlos.
No, sorry.
Bryson, do you want to do a little of "Let's Go, Brandon"? Your number one hit. You knocked Adele off the charts.
Yeah. The only issue is if I sing it, you can potentially get banned off YouTube. Literally. No troll.
Oh well. What's your next song? What's your next song title? What are you working on right now?
My album just came out called Us Versus the Industry. It made 4 different Billboard charts. So that's cool. Yes, sir.
Can I buy your CD?
Yeah, you can buy a physical copy. You can get it on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify.
I can get a physical, because sometimes it's tough. I can get a physical CD copy of Bryson Gray.
Right there.
Hold it closer, tiny dancer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to get that. I'll get that when we get off the air. What's your website, Bryson?
BrysonGrayMusic.com, where you can get the physical copies. And then if you want it on iTunes or something, just go to iTunes, type in Bryson Gray, Us Versus the Industry.
Roger, I'm the brother you never wanted. Any advice? You and I got to talk off the air about my campaign here. I mean, it is so fake and fixed, the governor's race. And, the doggonest thing is, guys, I want to tell you, and I mean this from the heart, I could win. I could freaking win. I got $350 million from one guy and a billionaire on the other side of me. And, doing AM radio for the last 10 years was pretty big money, as you can guess. But not that kind of coin. And I didn't know what my shot was. But when I go out, look, the Republican candidate is pro-BLM, anti-law enforcement. Start right there. That's the Republican in Illinois.
And he's incredibly boring. The guy is so boring, he dyes his Easter eggs white. I mean, this guy, first of all, I can never remember his name, so I always call him Gene Rayburn because I can't remember the guy's name.
Yeah.
He's completely boring. And the only thing worse in politics than being wrong is being boring,
right?
As former President Nixon told me. So Mancow's telling the truth. There's a volatility in the elections today. There's a volatility among the electorate. The people are more upset with all institutions, whether it's Republican,
Freedom
Democrat. Party doesn't matter anymore, by the way. This is patriots and traitors. That's the way it boils down. It's not Republican and Democrat. Those are antiquated labels that don't mean anything anymore.
Yes,
the people are angry. They don't trust government. They don't trust big media. They don't trust either party. They don't trust any institutions. They're very hungry for somebody who will stand up and just tell them the truth. That's why Mancow really has a shot in Illinois. That's why I urged him over the Christmas holidays to do this. He was undecided. He kind of wanted to do it, but all the so-called experts were telling him that it was a dead end. No, I'm glad he's in the race. I think it's going to be one of the most exciting and most entertaining things out there in 2022.
Roger Stone has the best support statements. I'm talking about like you could use that for an ad or something. Roger Stone is the GOAT.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Look, guys, I went into it, checking things, and I'm actually kind of shocked at how I really do think we could win this. Roger, what's your website?
You can go to stonecoldtruth.com, stonecoldtruth.com. If you want one of those iconic Roger Stone Did Nothing Wrong t-shirts, and who doesn't, you can go to rogerstonestore.com, or you can go to Stone Cold Truth and go to the store there. If the entire country goes to hell, you could always sell your t-shirt to the Smithsonian for a couple million. So grab it today.
Bryson, do you have a website you want to hit?
Yeah, I said it. Just BrysonGrayMusic.com. You can just hit the merch button and go to the merch, but I'm not as good at saying that as Roger Stone.
Bryson, did we just become buddies?
Yes, sir.
Okay, man, I'm here for you. I feel like we just become friends. Nudie, let's say goodbye to Bryson. Let's say goodbye to Stone. I want to speak with Carlos for a second. See you guys. Love you, Roger. I'll see you in Florida. Carlos.
Yes, my friend.
How you doing?
I'm good, brother. Really good. Really good. Just signed a deal to do 2 specials, and just in a really good place. I think, you know what? The stand-up is just amazing. It's necessary. It's just great. It's a really good time for me.
What is
and
COVID? What is
mentally
COVID,
ready.
What has COVID done to your income?
It slashed my income by about altogether somewhere around 55%, 45 to 55%, the whole,
I was
2 to 3 years.
I was in France with my wife celebrating 19 years when you were here. How did Chicago go for you?
Oh, we sold out. It was awesome. I mean, it was awesome.
Tony?
But I had a lot of people that were angry because, you have to be vaccinated to get in. So there were a lot of people, they were like, "You're a fascist." I'm like, well, first of all, you think I don't want to take your money? That's not my policy. I mean, these are what they are.
That is
so
total bullshit. And brother, I Illinois has done away with all of it. But in a month, I don't understand this shit. We're done with the mandates in 28 days. And the shit now. Why are we having to go through this?
Why are you getting mad? This is one of those things where
I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
How was Tony out at the Improv?
Actually, he was in Richmond, Virginia, because they he's part owner of that club over there, and they just did a new thing. So he was gone.
Can I mention other comedians?
Dude, stop. Say whatever you want.
Okay. I have a pretty good eye, wouldn't you say, for comedians?
Yeah, you do, actually.
I thought Orny Adams, is that his name?
Orny Adams.
I thought he was on his way to superstardom.
Mm-hmm.
He was happening. He was on. It was ready, man. I'm never wrong, Carlos.
Was this before
Yes,
before he was on that TV show?
The plague hit, and he's lost 2 years. It breaks my heart.
Yeah, that's all of us, though. I mean, that's all of us. And right now, look, truthfully, there is no real better time for comedians than right now, because you have these people pushing us, right, to just be like, let me put it to you this way. I did you notice how when 5 years ago, even 10 years for sure, everybody waited for the funny commercials, for the funny stuff that's going to come out, now they don't even want to do funny stuff anymore because it's too edgy. So even the Super Bowl ads, who used to lean hardcore funny, I don't know if you watched them. They were all trying to make you fucking cry. They were all trying to make you feel sad.
The Olympics too. The Chinese Olympics, it's all about crying. A guy just sent a message, Hinchcliffe sucks. I saw Tony Hinchcliffe and I thought he was fantastic, but I haven't seen him in 2 years. Who is, look, when people ask me about other radio shows, screw them. I guess I like Chris Plant. I don't know if you even know who that is, but is there anyone you've seen in the circuit that's coming up that's great?
You know what? I have not. I'm looking for that next rising superstar myself. There's a couple of really, really young kids, but they're like in their early 20s. So they're, they're still, it's hard to be, no matter how funny you are, it's hard to hit in stand-up when you're in your early 20s, because all you know is shit, cum, pussy, art. You know what I'm saying? You don't have any real.
Okay, kids, that's just Uncle Carlos.
Yeah. I've been wanting to say stuff like this on your show, and we never been able to but seriously, that's all you have.
Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee. There are some young kids, bro, coming up.
Bobby Lee's pretty funny. He always
but Bobby Lee isn't like on the bottom end. Bobby Lee is Bobby Lee now.
Yeah,
I mean all those guys,
and I love him. Dana Gould is interesting,
dude. I did a show with Dana last Sunday because his kid and my kid go to the same school. Well, it was me, him, Tim Allen, but like huge, and Tom Papa, and
Carlos?
yeah.
Do you know what Dana Gould did for me?
No.
I just booked him on the show today. So he went out to 20th Century
Fox. By the way, prepare for him, bro. He is brilliant.
Yeah.
He does his homework.
Excuse me, who are you talking with?
No, he is also on the opposite side of a lot of issues that you have in a good way.
I don't give a shit.
Better be ready, dude.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't need to talk politics with him. But he went out to 20th Century, and they had buried 20th Century Fox backlot, and they had buried Ape City from the original 1968 Charlton Heston Planet of the Apes, and he sent me a brick of Ape City. He's the world's #1 expert on Planet of the Apes. I was friends with Roddy McDowell, who played Cornelius. I went to his house. It's a very long story. But anyway, he's got a show called Hanging with Dr. Z, where he dresses like Dr. Zaius, and I encourage you, if you like Planet of the Apes, check out Dana Gould as Dr. Z, Hanging with Dr. Z. It's very weird, but very creative.
He's so brilliant. Like my wife could not stop talking about him. She was just like, "My God, he's so brilliant." That's like I told you, man.
She sleeps with comedians. Are you nervous?
I think she's gonna bang him, bro. I'm not even kidding. But you know what? I respect him enough that I'll be like, as long as it's only once.
Stop. Robert Schimmel used to tell a joke about how he had this hot woman sleep with him because she thought he was Jim Carrey. Then he took her to L.A. and she met Jim Carrey and screwed him. Something like that.
That's a true story. I heard that's a true story.
Louis Anderson. Did you ever hit on you?
Yeah, tried to. He's one of those gay guys in the early part of my career that made me go, "Oh wow, I'm good looking." Okay. Yeah. He was really, really nice to me.
I love him.
But he pursued me really hard for a couple of years in the beginning of my career when I was in between 21 and 23 years old.
I went out to his house after a comedy show, and I thought it was just me hanging out with Louis, life with Louis, and apparently he thought there might be more. And he had a little houseboy servant that was quite interesting. Anyway,
were you scared?
No, he was fine. But look, the thing is, I'm not gay, I'm not headed that way, but I could do better than Louis. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. If you're gonna go there, you're gonna go there with the Ryan Reynolds gay guy. I understand.
Are you Ryan Reynolds is gay?
No, the type that gay guy that looks like Ryan Reynolds.
Whatever happened to Dane Cook?
I don't know. I think he's still doing. I think he's actually still out doing stand-up right now.
Do you remember we did a show with Dane Cook, and the Mancow audiences? You remember this? The Mancow audiences, as you know, are brutal.
Was this in Rosemont?
I think so. And he told a joke. He did a joke about a speak and spell. And the battery ran down. A is for apple. And he said it sounded like the devil or something, and it scared him, and the crowd booed, and he cried and walked off stage. And I said, "What are you doing? Go back out. You don't back down."
You know what, though? Not everybody wants to do that. Look, there are some of us that are aggressive on stage, and we take no shit, and there's others that when they get heckled, people get kicked out. I'm the opposite. I'm the guy that tells people, hey, don't kick them out yet.
You've had bottles thrown at you.
Oh yeah. I was talking about that the other day. My 15-year-old son was like, "Dad, what kind of things have happened?" I'm like, "Bro, you're 15. This is time to tell you some of these stories."
Yeah.
And because I record all my shows, I got to go back in the archives and play it for him. So my son's sitting there hearing me talk and hearing, a bottle hit the thing, and me telling him, "Well, this is what happened then, and this is what went down." And then you hear a chick say, "What did you do, bitch?" And boom, you hear the punches fly, and my son's going, "Oh my God." I'm like, yeah, this is what happens, when you use words and people have no idea what to do because they can't negate what you're saying.
Carlos.
So they just get pissed.
Wait, Louis Anderson was gay? Hold on. Speaking of little house servants, Where is your cuck love cheese? No idea. Dane Cook, another not funny idiot. Okay. Are they saying Carlos looks like a female gym teacher? I don't know.
Nice.
Love you, Mancow. I'll take it. Thank you.
Wait. If I look like a female gym teacher, it's got to be from what's Porky's? That chick, the old lady that said, male turpitude. We're going to fire you for male turpitude. If I look like her, I'm good.
Who was Kim Cattrall? How hot was she in that? Lassie.
Oh my God, dude. When she started howling, oh my God. Wow.
You're married, and wouldn't you like I've got kids. I would like a little movement and a little movement and a little noise.
Really?
Hey, so
I still get it.
So bastard. So Carlos, I was an expert on kids. I had the answers to everything until I had kids. How about you?
Thank God, I'm one of a billion.
Well, you have like 10 brothers and sisters.
Oh, dude. I didn't tell you this. So I have 11 sisters and 6 brothers, right? I grew up thinking I'm one of 18. Recently, when my dad got really ill and my mother died last year. So we found out that when we were coming, my parents were coming to America. My mom came first. My dad got left behind for a few months, had a kid that I never knew about. So literally last year, I find out that they got like, you got a brother. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, no. He has the last name. Like he's a brother. So I just found out that I have another brother and I'm up to 78 nephews and nieces. But because I lived in a house with kids, there's not a lot of surprises in my house. The only hard part is I wish I had more kids. It's really fucking hard. How do I explain it? When I was a kid, my dad used to play a song in Spanish. And the lyrics were, in this world, nobody is indispensable. And what he would teach me is, look, if you die, somebody else is going to take your place. And the only way that you can make yourself better, especially in America, is to be the best. And if you're the best and you work hard, then you're gonna get it. And that's how I grew up. And I kind of want to instill some of that to my kids. But it's hard when you don't have enough kids, because when my parents were like, you know what, mijo, I can't help you. I got to go take care of this with these other 3. It doesn't work that way for me. I have the time because I only got 2 and one's 15 and one's 4. So how do I instill to them, yes, I love you, but you're just a person like billions and billions of others. I know you want to believe that you're special and you're God's gift to earth. No, you're God's gift to me. That's it. Past me, nobody gives a shit about you. Wow. As a matter of fact, with my 15-year-old, I had to tell him, there are going to be people now who are going to give you shit because your name is Mencia and my shit coat got on you. And he's had a couple of kids, give him shit about it. And luckily, I taught him, so he's able to come back. But it's hard today because today you're supposed to give everything to your kid. You're a dick dad if you let him cry.
Yeah.
You're an asshole if you don't. I can't do that. I can't do that.
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Yes.
So I found it very racist, and of course, I had someone contact me. Well, how so? So much, just a setup, of course. Well, what do you mean? Look, if you don't get it, you don't get it. Did Eminem take a knee?
Yeah, he did.
Doesn't that piss you off?
A few times, by the way.
Does that piss you off?
No, and let me tell you why.
Quickly.
Because I've been to Afghanistan and Iraq, and the one thing about the troops, the majority of those troops, they've said to me, be as offensive as humanly possible in Iraq because we're here dying so that you can do that. Even if we disagree or don't like what you're saying, you have the right to say it because we're here. So I believe that in America, it's what makes America beautiful, that if you want to get on your knee, you can. But what I also believe is beautiful, that you can get on this podcast and say, fuck that piece of shit. I don't like it. Not my thing. And I'm not going to be down with it. That's awesome.
My family's here. My family's right in the other room, brother. Listen. I will say this about Eminem and Snoop Dogg. It's no Wagner. It's no Beatles. It's not even the Rolling Stones. I mean, it's just the anti-American shit bothers me. They hated Rush. They hated Hank Williams Jr., and this is what we get. And I'm just thankful I'm not doing a radio show, because the rule is for 30 years after every Super Bowl, you have to get on to talk about the fucking commercials. See, now you got me doing it.
Yeah. Well, you can, bro. It's okay to be angry.
As we're being sold out to China and everything else. And it's something else. So, Carlos, do you miss, your single days? You and I both were single. We had so much sex.
Remember that, dude?
Do you miss that?
Nah, you know what? I was thinking about this the other day. I've led an amazing life so far. It's been great, man. It's been amazing, good and bad. It's been amazing.
I dated twins, and someone said, how did you tell them apart? I said, well, Jennifer, who I was dating, painted her toenails red, and the other one had a dick.
I actually dated two at the same time.
Creepy.
Kinda.
I have twin daughters, so this is creepy. How do you feel about the Canadian truckers? I think they're great freedom fighters.
I think it's awesome that everybody gets to fight for what they believe in. You know what I mean? I think it's beautiful. I think the problem is that we're hypocrites. What we have, what we're really bad at is what's happening in Chicago when it comes to violence. Everybody knows who's doing all those crazy shootings. But when the cops come, and I know this because I grew up in the same neighborhood, we didn't see anything. We didn't do anything. We don't know anything.
Yeah.
So nobody gets punished for the bad things that they do because we don't want to rat them out for many other reasons. And then the cycle just keeps continuing and continuing.
We have the video. Nudie, would you show the video of this comedian? Do you have it handy? You saw it, right, Carlos?
Which one?
Turn it up.
Brag, I don't care, but I want you to know, double vaxxed, booster, flu shot, and I'm going to be honest, I have the shingle shot too. And I still get my period. What? Yes. Traveled, went to Mexico twice, did shows, meet and greets, never got COVID. Clearly, Jesus loves me the most. Seriously. So nice. So nice.
So I'm in the emergency room. I look weird. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
So
what happened?
She got vaxxed and passed out. And what happens, this is, before you come after me, this is Dr. Drew with her. And this is what she thinks happened before I get some AI bullshit on me. And that is that they're saying 2 to 3 weeks after some people get they pass out. And I'm wondering if that's what happened to Bob Saget. What are you hearing about Bob Saget?
You know what?
I saw. Hold on, Carlos. I saw a doctor on TV say that to him it looked like he got hit with a baseball bat. He's married to a local girl. Bob Saget was friendly with me. We were friends. I love
guy.
Bob. I really love Dave Coulier. But was he murdered? Did he pass out?
I don't know, man. I haven't seen autopsy reports. All I've heard so far is that there were no drugs involved, no foul play that they know of. But it's also weird that a guy who never showed really any, just dies out of nowhere like that. I mean, it just came out of nowhere. It wasn't like he was ill. Louis Anderson, look, we you know what I mean? Come on.
Healthy guy. Last time I saw him, he was wheezing. He was wheezy. Listen, you were talking about the violence in Chicago. You were giving your perspective. And I want to tell you, it's all about perspective, right? I knew a guy that worked out all day, read 4 or 5 books a week, had sex 2 or 3 times a day, and still complained about being in prison. 5.4 Americans bought guns last year. The most diverse group of any group ever. And the NRA is an incredible group. And are you a gun owner?
I do not own any guns here. My dad does up at his house. I have none in my house.
That's not going to help you.
The one up there, yeah, but I live in it's a castle, bro. You literally have to jump over walls, go over crap.
Carlos, there you are, Carlos. There you are in Porky's.
Nah, that's me, dude. Male turpitude. That's all right.
People have asked if I have any governor merchandise yet. Look, I could go to Jimmy John. The sandwich guy could go to a lot of people and get money. I just don't want to beg for money yet. But anyway, I continue.
Don't turn it into a joke either, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
that's why I'm not, and I don't want to be beholden to anyone. So,
listen. Well, no, but what I'm saying is, like, when there's going to be a lot of people that think that you're doing this as a goof because of your past, because of all of it.
If they don't get it, they don't get it. If they want more Pritzker and they want more slavery, fine. You can't wake stupid. But no, I'm very sincere. Listen, did you come to Chicago? I mean, did you come downtown at all?
You know what? I just want to go visit my sister. I actually hung out a lot in Cicero, believe it or not, with the poor people.
Well, Cicero. Oh, okay.
I'm not even lying, dude. I'm being serious.
I know you always go to Cicero. Can you get Can you get good Mexican food there?
It's the best food. But here's the thing.
I held the door for a family in Cicero. It was I felt like I wasted a half hour.
I got paid to do a show one time in Cicero. This is a true story.
Yeah.
It was language was never an issue. It never came up. Not even an issue. The minute I step on stage, it was an outdoor venue. It was like this festival. And I said, hello, how's it going, Cicero? And the entire group of people yelled out in Spanish, no mames, güey, en español. And I literally had to do my act in Spanish. That's I love the authenticity in it. And thank God I speak Spanish. And thank God I could do my act in Spanish. So I was able to be funny with the same pretty much material, just translated.
But they're starving for any entertainment in Cicero. What does no sé mean?
No sé? I don't know.
Nobody does.
No, nobody knows.
I went to Pancho Pistoli's. They're still talking about our crazy.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Those guys were awesome, bro. Those guys were.
It's over.
But how are you feeling on this? This is something new for you to be able to be as crazy and boisterous, to not have a filter that you've had. I mean, forever. What is it like for you?
Well, brother, look, I walked through the second looting. The city's on fire. I couldn't get near the city. Bob Surratt and all these other guys are sitting at home. And I felt like these other morning guys. Nobody's live. This is during the plague, the Chinese plague. And I feel like I got to be live. I go to the NBC tower. It's empty. I have a thug chasing me, yo, with a stick yelling shit at me because I'm white. I'm out of breath. I run in. I got video. It's all over the internet. I get 10,000 hits right away. I got audio. I'm fighting. I'm there. And my, 32-year-old chubby program director goes, Cal, the show's over. I'm a hero, right? And the show ends. And Cal, did you disinfect your work area? No, Carlos. And at that
really?
Point, yeah. And I went, it's over. And
wow.
You got to be pro this. Don't question the election. Don't do this. We want you to stay. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't mention Jesus. I don't want to go into any details, but I'm just telling you, it was time for me to go, and I'm loving it. Chicago's great. You can't go to the west side. You can't go to the south side. You can't go downtown. You got to stay in lighted areas. You can't walk alone. You can't wear certain colors. You can't have your phone or cash out. But other than that, we got Mr. Beef on Orleans, which is fantastic. I own a restaurant here in Chicago called Marquesa, probably the nicest restaurant now in Chicago. And I'll have to take you there when I go. My wife, 19 years. Any fond memories of her? You remember when she was just...
She's big. She was always great, bro. You know what? And dude, but you knew you were lucky, bro. Remember back in the day when you were dating her and you were about to get, and then we talked about it and you were so happy. But then when you started having kids, then it got better. And, you lucked out, bro. You lucked out that you don't have a complainer.
19 years, but it feels like 5 minutes underwater,
No, we a couple times before this, we hung out and went to dinner, bro. You guys had a great time. It was awesome.
I'm messing, but I asked her if she wanted to join the Mile High Club, and she goes, for the 5th time.
Nice. Have you actually been in the Mile High Club?
But not with me. No, I actually tried once. Those toilets are so small on the planes. You can't do it.
Yeah, you can't do it on a small plane. You can do it. Okay, so you can do them on a 787, the 777, and some 767s, because the one between business and first class is a really big one. You can actually do it in there. I have a buddy that weighs 350, and he was able to do it, but only in one of those, from Miami to Los Angeles.
Is Colin Quinn still around?
Yeah, he is. Dude, Colin Quinn, I don't know if you know, but he did a couple of years ago, he did a special on CNN that it was just for people that kind of watch the political stuff. It was great. It was acerbic. It was on point. It was smart. He nailed both sides. It wasn't like from one side or the other. It was really good. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but if you haven't, you should.
I've seen him
check it
live.
out.
I saw him break down the Constitution, and he broke down how America, the empire, is over. Do you watch Boba Fett? Do you watch?
Love it, dude. I just talked to my brother. He's coming over right now so we could see the final episode.
I think it sucks.
Really?
I think it sucks.
But I'll say this.
Yeah.
There is nothing that they can make that I would hate that's Lucas related. I mean, I'm a Star Wars geek.
Yeah.
My son's name is Lucas. We call him Luke. If it wasn't for my wife, my second one wouldn't be named Han Solo Mencia, but she wouldn't go for it. I love it. I love it, dude.
If I had boys, one of them was going to be named Luke.
Yeah, I got Luke. Sure. And by the way, I don't hate Jar Jar Binks. I know.
Misa think Carlos is a stupid.
Yeah, Misa Carlos.
Kathleen Kennedy is
I love all of them, bro. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
And you know this more than anybody.
Yeah.
When people watch a movie, watch a TV show, listen to a radio show, whatever it is, they always think that it's easy and that they can do it. And remember what I was saying about that respect thing? What I do know is this. Like, the first time I ever saw you, to me, you were this fucking maestro generating this comedy. You had 8 people and you were conducting this beautiful symphony.
Yes.
And you would point to one guy and they would go and you would put your hand out to this one over there because they started, and you would make a face over here. And then she would mouth off and you'd give her a look like, why would you open your goddamn mouth? And then you just, it was amazing. And the level of respect that I have for the way you did your show, I've never seen anything like it.
Carlos.
It was amazing.
I appreciate your respect. But look, the first 3 Star Wars movies are like Revolver, Abbey Road, and Sgt. Pepper.
Sure.
The next 6 movies are like Ringo and Paul solo albums. Yes.
Yeah, but you also can't recreate that magic of seeing it for the first time, right? Yeah. It's just the way it is. That magic goes away. The magic of seeing the things go up and reading it, and for the first a long time ago, far away.
Empire Strikes Back is the high watermark of Star Wars.
Would it be? You know what, though? I think that we can't answer that question because episodes 7, 8, 9, and the in-betweeners, when you come, like, in 10 years, let's see how those
Empire
fare.
Strikes Back. And I like
you think so? One. You think Empire Strikes? Well, you know what? It is awesome. It ended weird. It was one of the first times that we had known in a trilogy where they ended it, like, sad. Things didn't look good. It wasn't upbeat, happy. Right. Hey, come and spend 2 hours and leave happy. They literally made you feel bad. And you were like, oh my God, what's going to happen in the next one? That was something that had never been done at the time. So
can I tell you my my Dana Gould joke, my favorite Dana Gould joke?
Yes.
Which I steal, but I just gave him credit. Carlos,
it's not stealing. You're not a comedian, bro.
Carlos, when I die,
yeah,
I want my remains scattered. But here's the deal. I don't want to be cremated. That's brilliant. How about this? I want you to. I went to Popeyes. I'm not kidding you. I went to Popeyes
to get that chicken sandwich.
No, hold on. I'm setting you up, but let me tell you my little bit first. So I went to Popeyes, and boy, are they rude. Fuck, are they rude. United Airlines and Popeyes chicken. I say to people, if you hate human beings, if you see other human beings and you just want to poke their eyes out, you fucking hate every human being you see. If you hate humanity, work at Popeyes or United Airlines. They're just miserable. You got to be miserable to work there. I met the head of Chick-fil-A, the CEO, and I said, I was in Pigeon Forge, and I said, what's the secret? Your employees are all so great. And he said to me, you want to know the secret? We hire them that way. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, if someone is sitting there in an interview smiling and bubbly, you're going to hire them. If they're sitting there like this, miserable, they're going to be miserable when they work for you. We hire them that way. I guess you just can sit there and just go, shut up, and you'll get a job at Popeyes. Man, I asked for a napkin. We ain't got no napkins. They're talking on their phones. You got any chicken? No, we ain't got no chicken. You don't have any chicken? Yeah, well, put some down, I guess. We are Popeyes. So maybe it's just the one near me. Anyway, so I went to Popeyes yesterday, and I got a half a chicken, and she goes, what side? And I go, I don't know, the left side? I'm thinking left side, right side of the bird. She goes, no, mashed potatoes, red beans and rice. Carlos, here we go. This is the setup. I'm putting the ball on the tee.
You want to know? You finish it, bro. You finish that one.
No. Have you ever had the crispy chicken? Come on.
Is that where you wanted me to go? Dude, yes. I am so...
Do it for me. It's my favorite.
It was Tito for the creepy chicken. But that's a different accent. That's like that. That's the opposite of what you're saying. That is, wait a minute.
Okay.
This lady.
That's Popeyes. What happened to McDonald's?
But that's my point. My point is I met somebody at a fast food restaurant who, instead of saying crispy because of their accent, said creepy. Right? I'm gonna do the actual accent. Can I get a McWrap? Okay, you want McWrap? Would you like the creepy chicken? And I remember at that very moment, bro, thinking, I'm not even mad at you. I just want to know, who was your competition? What other human beings applied for this job? And at the end of the day, the lady that says creepy chicken is the best applicant for this position. I think that, to me, is like how far this stupidity and our acceptance of it has gotten.
Yeah, but I want creepy chicken. I want the full Carlos hand gestures. Creepy chicken.
You can't. I gotta be on stage to do all that stuff, bro. No, I don't do it on purpose. You don't understand. I swear. Listen to me.
I'm messing with you.
You know this. You know this about me. Yeah. I am not the same person on stage. I am not. I just turn into a different human being.
Am I the same person on and off the air?
You are the same person on and off the air, but on the air, you're just,
it's amped up.
Single-minded. You have one job. You know that your job is, you know how to do it, and you do it. And yeah. when your producer doesn't, I know that you want that shit to go up before. So earlier when you're like, just put it up. I know that inside you're really going, Jesus, come on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. You knew we were going to talk about this. Yeah. You have this. Because it's not that you're an asshole. It's that you know how you want things done, because you know how things work, because you've done it long enough and you've been doing it long enough that it works. It's like sometimes I'll take a young comedian and I'll say, hey, listen, that joke that you're doing, let me tell you why it's good but not great, and let me make it great for you. And then they look at me like, yeah, well, we all have our ways of telling jokes. I'm telling you how to make it great. I'm not asking you. I'm not telling you, make it fucking great. Listen to me. And sometimes they don't listen. And then a month later, they'll go, hey, bro, remember when you told me that? I actually tried it. And man, he got an applause break and everything. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. The comedian that's been doing it for 34 years gave you advice and you now are surprised that it's good after watching me get standing ovations pretty much every show. Gee,
Steve,
it's annoying, bro. It's annoying.
Steve Trevino has made a nice little living ripping you off.
A lot of comedians
inspired by you.
But
a lot of comedians.
Dude, do you know how much I watch or my friends will go, I want to go see this comedian. Oh man, dude, did this guy open for you before?
Yeah, that's right.
Why? Oh, I could see her fingerprints all over that dude's act, all over her act.
Okay,
but I'm okay with it, bro.
So I'm going to tell a joke and you give me your advice.
Okay.
So I'm at Pigeon Forge, and there's a chubby girl goes by on a bike, and I go, "Cow!" and she flipped me off, says "fuck you" to me,
right,
and then plowed right into the cow. How's that one? How about this? I want to go see Def Leppard, but I can't because I'm allergic to gluten, gleben, globen. No?
Can I tell you a true story? Those are great, by the way.
Yeah.
So when I went to go see Def Leppard perform the last time, me and my buddy, I took my wrong friend. He's a laugher. And about 2 songs into it, we just could not stop laughing. And we're huge fans because he has, missing an arm, but he didn't tie it up. So the whole time, bro, this thing is flapping and he's doing this. And I can't take my eyes off of that little thing going back and forth, bro. I had the best time ever, but I just could not stop laughing. And I feel horrible. This man is missing an arm. But it was like, yeah, man, photograph. Look at his little thing. And we just could not, we could not get past it, bro. It was the best concert I've ever been to in 2 different ways. The funniest and the best because we know all the songs. I karaoke Def Leppard more than I karaoke any artist, period.
Okay, I'm gonna just a few more things. Adele got slammed for saying that she is proud to be a woman. It was supposed to be a gender-neutral show. Entertainment Weekly, a magazine I've subscribed to since day one for 30 years. They made great noise when they hired a female editor. They're going out of business. It became a magazine for homosexual YouTube stars, I guess. I don't know what it was about. What else did I want to say? Spooning leads to forking. Use condiments. China has not given, I read, a single mRNA shot. Make of that what you will. I have a lot to say about that. Amy Schumer is going to host the Oscars. A total nightmare. Looking forward to the midterms. What else do I want to say? I said it earlier. The media is silent about the majority. The majority is not silent. I've been out marching. I was in Canada. You saw the videos. And I was in France just a few days ago when they tear gassed us. And there you go. One other quick story, Carlos, and I'm going to say goodbye to you, okay?
Proud of you, bro.
Thank you. We're getting great comments here. I love everybody commenting. You can direct message me on Instagram. I do respond to most of those if I can. If you send me an attachment, I don't look at it. If you send me a funny meme, I don't give a shit. I don't have time for that. If I see that you actually have written me something, otherwise don't send me. I don't care. I get it. I see it all before you send it to me. I don't care. Okay. But I did want to tell a quick story, Carlos. I put up the video of my Mancow mobile. I have Elvis's done by Studio Hot Rods, my friend Harry, but I have Elvis's microphone. It lights up. I have loudspeakers. I have military industrial fog, and I can become invisible. You can see the video up at my Instagram account. And there's a lot of fakes. Find the real one. And loudspeakers as an ice machine. It's really cool. It's my Batmobile. And I pull up in it. And anyway, I'm talking to a girl, and she says she's homeless. And Harry and I and others agreed to get together and get money, and we're going to get her an apartment for a year. Talking about getting her a car, finding her a job, really helping her. And I go on Facebook, and she's in her underwear humping a grave and all kinds of satanic stuff. It's very evil. And I said, maybe this is holding you back, this darkness.
What did she say?
She went insane.
Yeah. Well, see, like that, like your heart's in a good place. You can help that.
And I don't know if she was possessed or what, but my point is, you know, if you put out evil, you're going to get that back. And
Always.
I hope that you folks are putting out good. And look, Carlos and I have read the end of the book. I want you to know that even though these times seem perilous and negative, know that God wins and good wins. And don't let the fear get into you. Fear is mentioned 365 times in the Bible, and it's never a positive emotion. Satan is the accuser. The name Satan literally means the accuser. So if you got people pointing fingers at you and telling you this and that, get this, do this, follow, comply, that ain't of God. Truth doesn't need to be coerced. Truth doesn't need paperwork. Truth doesn't need to be punished. Truth doesn't give you free tickets to Six Flags if you get it. Truth is beautiful on its own, not coercion. And what we've been living through under this crumbling of the Western world seems very frightening right now, but I want you to not be downhearted, folks. We're going to win. Good is going to win. And all thoughts are lies. All thoughts are of Satan. All thoughts are lies? How stupid are you? Wow, what a dumb shit. That's the last thing I got to... Give me something good, folks. Let me end on a high note. Carlos,
somebody said all thoughts are lies.
Yeah. Carlos is wonderful. Truth is I don't even know. You don't want truth?
Look, the truth is this.
Yeah.
People that accept truths, right? It's the serenity prayer, right? That's in my opinion.
What is it?
The best three things put together, right?
I'm gonna let you end with that. I love this. Trudeau eats corn on the cob the long way. Wait a minute. I had a great one here. I don't know. Christ,
you missed it.
Okay. Go. Let's hear the prayer and then we'll bump off Carlos and I'll play some videos. Go ahead, Carlos.
Just the serenity prayer. Everybody knows it.
Well,
you know what I mean? The serenity prayer.
Say it.
God grant me what is God grant me the
well, everyone knows it but you.
Yeah, now you got me all flustered, bro.
Get him off. We love you, Carlos.
Yeah, exactly, bro. I forgot it.
Go ahead, get him off. Bye, Carlos. Love you. Do we have any videos we want to play? We got them stacked. Let's just go through them quickly.
Let's go, Brandon! 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 Let's go, Brandon!
That's awesome. Okay, let's whatever else we have up. Guys, I want to hear I'll answer any of your messages right now. Jump on the AA rant. Do we have another video, Nudie? Now's the time, brother. Look how tiny this girl is. Look how tiny this is. This little car in Paris. And Austin Cooper. Convertible. Under the shadow of the Arc de Triomphe, people are fighting for freedom here in Paris. Beautiful. Boy, we've come a long way since officer friendly. So, you know, Macron there sending out people, as I said, with the canisters with big machine guns, tear gassing us and breaking car windows. This is in France just a few days ago, folks. I was there. Same thing in Canada. I was there. And, you know, these people are peaceful. And the media is not, as you know, the media is just a bunch of liars. They're not portraying as it is. The government wants you to know. And was it Orwell that said the future looks like a boot? There it is. Yeah, wow, great. If you want to vision the future, imagine a boot stamping onto your human face forever. That's Orwell. And yeah, thank you, government, for protecting me from the flu by destroying my livelihood, my job, my income, my marriage, my family, my health, my freedoms, and my liberties. The lying. This is not about vaccination. It is about, I don't know what that says. Can someone tell me what that says? Leave it up there for a second. Maybe somebody that speaks French will send me that. My daughter speaks fluent French. I should ask her. But this is not about vaccinations, guys. This is about freedom. This is about free speech. Next, anything else we got? Let's just go through it. Hope you enjoyed it. Look at that picture. That was taken by my wife. That could be in a magazine. But look at that wall of cops. Look, you know you got a problem if you're a leader and you need to send that to shut up people that want to question your mandates. Look at a little jowly. I had a lot of good French food, man. Yeah, we were peaceful. The cops were not. Same thing in Canada. And, you know, they send in agitators. They send in Antifa. They send the BLM types to start trouble, and then they blame them. Yeah. Chinese whores. There they are on the bottom. That's what they really look like. Next. Anything else? Yeah, okay. Leave it one place. People are wanting yard signs. We're working on it. And I worked every day through that mess. Someone said, yeah, I did too. And there's Porky right there. There's Porky. There's Porky. We can do better, folks. God bless you. Keep me in your prayers, as I pray for you guys every morning and every night. I always have and always will. This is the lion's den. I hope you knew that before you tuned in. This is where the angels and the devils fight. And they chose sides tonight. Me, I'm part man, part monkey, part mystery. And the angels and the devils are playing tug of war with my personality. Good wins, God wins. Chicken face. Good night.